For our discussion today, we're talking about the road ahead for SAP Business Objects, and many organizations who have been longtime users of SAP Business Objects have been very pleased to hear some of the new announcements and strong future that is ahead for Business Objects. A lot of good coverage that we've learned through a session that we had with SAP about this and presented on a webinar recently. Today, we're talking about this process of regrouping for your business objects future and how organizations need to work through quite a number of steps in order to position themselves in a stable way for this extended business objects future. 6 recommendations that we're making here at APOS, and Fred Walther, you're working with customers all the time on these kinds of topics. The 3rd recommendation that we're covering is right-sizing your system content. Tell us a bit about what you mean there.
Well, after you've established what you do have in your organization and found out what you don't particularly need anymore, we want to get rid of the content on our system that we're just not using. That's called technical debt. Using reports or having reports on our system that just aren't being used at all. Reports, universes, users, groups, etc. All those sorts of things we want to be able to take care of, get rid of, move off of our system so that we're reducing our technical debt load so that we only have the objects on our system that were actually being used. This is going to make migration a whole lot easier. It's going to be more efficient to manage because the number of objects is going to be decreased. And it's going to therefore improve the performance and the usage of your resources, and overall going to reduce the cost of managing your environment.
So we've been working with many organizations over the last several years on this concept of right-sizing the system. Talk to us about the technologies at play here.
Yeah, so what we've got here is APOS Storage Center. And Storage Center can automate this cleanup, looking at your business objects environment and looking at the objects that haven't been used in the last X number of days, let's say 365 or 720 or whatever number you choose. We can say, if it hasn't been touched in that time frame, then let's clean it up. Let's move that off. We'll back it up so we can restore it if needed, but we're going to keep our system running lean and clean.
All right.
Yeah, so this particular graphic that we're seeing here, it's really meaningful because we're looking at customers' real data where a client had about 50% decrease in the overall number of objects that they had to carry on their system just by going through this cleanup motion. And it made migration for them just so much easier. So it saves time, and of course, time is money, and we could all use a little bit more of that. So having this capability to reduce our content is going to save us a lot of time, effort, and money.
Great. Reducing technical debt, doing it automatically, sounds like an equation that will help many organizations. Thanks for the information, Fred.
You're welcome.